Has this actually happened to you, that you actually listen to a song once and then you just find yourself doing something and then you find yourself singing the song? Has it ever happened to you? Sometimes you might actually be praying and then you find yourself singing worldly song. Sometimes it could be your friend, it could be your roommate, your classmate. They just sing all this their funny song, just any nonsense song like that. And then maybe like 1 hour after, 2 hours after, do you actually notice that you just feel yourself vibing to that song? You be like, which type of song is this? Has it actually happened to you? Yes, and that is because that is actually how the brain is programmed. That is because that is how the brain is actually programmed to work. So far, in today's video, I'll be telling you about 40 Netflix movies that can actually improve your English and your self-confidence. I know some people might feel like what they need English for and everything. There's always this saying that change is the only constant thing. So anywhere you find yourself, and as we all know, as the world is improving, as the world is advancing, I do tell you guys, most times companies do not really care about your qualifications or your educational qualifications. Sometimes it's your experience and what you can actually show that you can do that mostly they actually care about. For example, if they actually get somebody that is a graduate that has all the BScs in the world, all the masters, all the this thing, and then maybe doing interview, the person does not have self-confidence, the person is not outspoken, how would they recruit the person? Whereas you might have just diploma and then you actually go for an interview, the way you express yourself, the way you talk, they feel like, wow, I like how outspoken this person is. There is no company that actually wants a shy person as a worker. Even you will never employ a worker that is actually shy. So somehow, when you actually improve your English language, it actually boosts your self-confidence, because sometimes when people don't find themselves talking or expressing themselves, it's because they feel like maybe they're not good with English, they don't know how to pronounce words well, they know that, okay, if they say this, people will make jest of them, like, so that is one thing that actually used to keep self-confidence. Then this self-confidence actually tallies with people that are actually preparing to migrate outside the country, and that's why I am making this video. So whether you're preparing for your IELTS, whether your school does not require IELTS, whether you're preparing for your interview, whether you're preparing to move to a new city, to a new country, English is very, very important in anything that you're doing. You cannot be talking to someone and then you'll be saying, and aside English, you might actually know how to speak English, but then the way you pronounce your words, we all know that in Nigeria, in Africa, in Asia, everybody has their own accent. In Nigeria, there are some way you pronounce some things. Even when you speak that English, when you say, oh, for example, if you pronounce anger, they'll be like anger or hunger. Like there's a way you actually pronounce it. So that's why I now came up with this this idea of how you can actually improve your English language and then your self-confidence. If I come here and I start teaching, so guys, we want to learn how to teach English, most of you will not be interested. So one thing about education, and you remember when we were actually growing up in secondary school, when we were actually growing up, one of those things that kept us listening to our teacher is because they actually use toys. If you guys notice, if you check your younger ones textbook from primary schools, even us, our textbook, but you will notice that in our textbook they have a lot of pictures. They have, yeah, it's mostly of picture. They hardly have words. They taught us through using pictures, and that's because it's very enticing. They use that, for example, if they say, if they want to ask you 2 plus 2, they'll put 2 apples and 2 apples. So because of the color of that apple, because of the child being intrigued, oh, see red color, oh, see green color, so they will just use that one, and that was what they actually used to train us. And that's why they actually see whatever you see actually remains forever in your head. Now let's go to the anatomical part of it. So how does this work? So before I tell you the list of the movies that you're going to watch, let me tell you how it works. It's not like when I tell you the movie that can actually improve your English and self-confidence, and then when you start watching it, you start cramming the words. Hey, they said instigator, then you have to cram it. No, you don't do that. The thing is, just watch and enjoy it, and that's why I'm actually using movie, because when you find the movie interesting, you just find yourself watching it. You don't have to cram anything. Even now that I even draft CV for people, I've actually noticed that my English has actually improved in a way, because even now that I'm doing research from different immigration, different this, I just feel like my English has improved a little bit from what I used to do. So the thing is, you just sit down to just watch the movie, like you enjoy it. There's a way the brain just works. So now let's go to the anatomical part of it. We actually have 5 sense organs, which is your eyes, your ears, your tongue, your skin, and then there's many one. Sense organs, eyes, yeah, then your nose. So you see all these 5 sense of organs, they're actually connected to a brain. They actually have a center of connection, and that is why you will notice that when you're actually watching TV, right, and then something starts burning, maybe you start hearing a smell, sorry, you start perceiving a smell smelling, and then what do? You lower the TV to actually smell what is smelling. Do you need your ear to smell the smell? No, but then you lower the TV just for you to perceive, and that's because this the center of what's it called? The center of smell, the center of hair, the center of sight, everything, they're actually connected in the brain and they work interdependent to each other. And that's why you find yourself switching this one for this one, switching this one for this one. And that's why multitasking is actually a great deal when you're talking about when you're writing a CV, because it is not everybody that can multitask. Some people, their auditory sense is more dominant than their visual. Some people, their visual is more dominant than their this thing. There are some people, like when you are, some people can be doing things like this. For example, okay, the brain that actually controls your movement or your daily activity is your frontal lobe, yeah, whereas the one for mental, yeah, the frontal, there are some people, like when you're actually talking to them, if they don't stop what they're doing and to listen to you, they can't get you. While we have some people that they can be doing what they're doing, and then you'll be talking, and then you'll be like, are you listening to me? Yes, I'm listening. You said you are going to this, and then you'll be surprised, like, oh wow, that's because they've trained their both hemisphere, their both brain to actually they've trained their both brain to be able to be interdependent on each other. I don't know how to explain it here. To be interdependent of each other. So when you actually see somebody that they cannot multitask, they can do just one thing at a time, maybe if they're watching a movie or if they're writing something, if they're doing this thing, if you're talking to them, they cannot hear, or they have to stop that thing to actually listen to you. So that means they did not train their other hemisphere, yeah, the other center of their brain to actually do that part of specific role. So even when you feel like you can't multitask or anything, the thing is you have to learn it. You have to start training yourself. It's something you can learn. It's something you can train yourself. Just like people that make use of their right hand and their left hand. So it's something you can actually train yourself to. So with time, your brain will actually get used to it. And for example, like me now, I am somebody that can multitask. I can be writing and be listening to you, and if I'll be thinking of something else. Like I can do so many things at the same time, and I will still get the best result. So when they talk about multitasking, that's the center of brain that actually controls it, that you've actually trained some part of your brain. So now let's go back to watching the movie. So watching the movie, when you actually enjoy the movie, when you are learning the language, when you are hearing new language, you don't have to cram it, you don't have to write it down. The thing just comes automatically, and that's because I said all the sense organs, they work interconnected to each other. For example, your eyes that used to watch the movie, your ears that used to watch the movie, then your attention, the mind that you pay, everything connects together. You just find yourself talking about it. So that's why even when you're watching this movie, when you see any words that you are actually not used to, just try and make sure to use subtitles so that you learn how to pronounce it. Then aside that, it's pronunciations. Even now that I make UK videos, sometimes I see myself just speaking slightly in a UK man, just slightly, because I did not learn it. I did not plan to speak like a British person, but just because I'm somehow getting used to them, I call them, I ask them for them. And that is why sometimes even when you're in your own country, you call somebody from UK, your school, to ask about an inquiry, automatically your voice will just change. Automatically you have to fine-tune your voice just for them to be able to understand it automatically. When you're talking to a British person, yeah, you're in Nigeria, you're African, you call a British person to ask for an inquiry, automatically your tone of voice just change. You are not doing it intentionally. It's just because of the way they say hello, and then you have to respond in that tone, hello. Like you don't have to say hi, hello, but then when you see your fellow Nigerian person, you don't whine me, and you to be like say something they do you are going to respond in the same tone. So that's why I said you don't have to cram it. So these movies will actually improve your English skills. They will improve your English skills, like from speaking, for listening, from writing, because you actually see the words that they use. Even now, I've actually improved, even with the way I draft CV, I've actually learned how to improve with writing, because now I've learned some words like for example, Z. When you know, we have British English, we have American English. When they say Z, anything Z, or like organization and organization, one is for America and the other one is for British. So things like that, I did not sit down to read it, I just noticed it. That's why I said you don't have to cram it, it just comes naturally. Your one is just pay attention to it. And okay, that's just the introduction that I have to say, okay, so if you know you're preparing for IELTS, this is one very good thing for you. So it's not about you going on YouTube learning how to spell. Yeah, you can go on YouTube to actually learn how to listen, how to write, and everything, but their movies are your best bet because automatically the thing will just be entering your head without even doing the listening. You are enjoying the movie and you're actually still learning. So it's like 2 in 1. Enjoying the movie and you're actually still learning the way they speak, the way they pronounce, or sometimes even when they pronounce some words that you're not used to, you can pause it and pronounce it again. You just find yourself, it just happens automatically. So that way it's actually very easy for you. So whether you're preparing for your IELTS, whether you're moving to another country, whether you're preparing for interview, whether you're anything, and with the way this British speak, you all would agree with me that they speak in a way that they have self-confidence. Like when they're talking, they can just do their hand like this and say, oh, will you get out? Like they have one very, the way they carry themselves, like they'll put attitude with it. Yeah, and that's something about British. They have attitude with their this, like they used to. So that way it will actually boost your self-confidence. Even during interview, you know how to sit down, how to compose yourself during an expression. You know how to do, you know how to be sympathetic, you know those things it just come naturally. And that's why you see some of these actors actors, when they're actually acting movie, right, and then you see them crying, somehow you just feel yourself feeling that same emotion. And that is it, because even during your interview, when they ask you how do you care for a dementia patient, you cannot be saying, dementia patient, it's not, you just tell them that don't go there. No, that is a wrong. You might actually be right with your answer, but then your personality, your how will I call it, your charisma, your body language does not tally to it. So when they ask you something during your interview, your body language have to tally with it all together. So when they ask you something like, how do you care for a dementia patient, then that you somehow have to look empathetic, like look sympathetic, that you actually understand, and everything. So your body language has to tally with it. So that's one of the benefits of actually watching this movie. You learn body language, you learn self-confidence, and you actually improve your English skills. So I hope you understand this point of mine, that you don't have to cram it, you just watch it naturally. Everything just comes naturally. You only just to pay attention, watch, enjoy the movie while still learning. Anyway, so let's dive right into it. I'm talking about 40 Netflix movie you can actually watch. So instead of going on Instagram watching all these people that are twerking, watching movies that will make you will make you lose brain cells, watch the ones that will make you improve brain cells and that will actually contribute to your portfolio. Yeah, even this portfolio, if someone tell me, I will speak, I don't know, this portfolio, I remember I actually saw it when I was actually looking at the job description, when I was actually reading a job description. That's why I found this portfolio. But look at me now, I just read it as portfolio, finish, and now I'm using it in my videos. Can you see that's how it comes? You just read something and then probably you went to check the meaning to know what it means, and then you just see your this thing. And then the other one that I made video when I was telling people keep fluxing into talking, I was like, when did I hear the word fluxing? I know that I saw it maybe in a job description or something. So that is how you actually improve yourself. Yeah, the other way to actually improve your English skills is when you actually listen to news. But people like us, I find news very boring. This one, if it's not this news that this one did this one actress went to, those gossip, it's all those gossip news. I used to listen, those gossip news, they don't have English for it to benefit. So I find news very boring for me. So that's why it's better to use movie that you enjoy the movie while you're actually still learning in it. So another thing I will tell you is, when you're actually watching the movie, make sure to turn on the subtitles so that you can learn from, because sometimes when they pronounce that word, you know that that's what they are talking about. So when they make use of the subtitles, you read them to actually improve your distance. So you don't have to go to English to have English degree, to have English anything, for you to know or learn how to speak very well, so you can actually self-improve yourself. Anyways, let's dive right into it. So the first on my list is so most of these movies are actually British based. They are British movies, and that's why I'm using British, because of course in Nigeria, some African countries, majority of the countries were actually colonized by the British, and it's always better to actually learn British English, of course. So if you can learn and understand the way the British speak, I'm not sure there's any other English that can confuse you. Yeah. So the first one on this is Castle and Castle. Anyways, this Castle and Castle is actually a Nigerian movie. Yeah, please permit me to raise my shoulders. Please permit me to raise my shoulders, so that I'm putting this one as the first, because somebody like me, I don't really like watching Oyinbo movie, like all this British movie, because for me, I don't used to hear whatever they are saying. It will be as if I just I cannot hear them, like that. So Castle and Castle, when I watch Castle and Castle, like it will make you fall in love. You will love the movie. You will love they used real diction, and they have real attitude. When you're talking about attitude of, you know, those attitude that you be talking and they be giving you it's not like you tell somebody please leave there and say leave there. This one, they will give you real attitude. My dear, Castle and Castle is the number one on my list if you want to learn diction. Not really diction though, they still talk like a Nigerian, but then the way they pronounce their words, I love the way they carry themselves. That movie will actually make you to actually have your self-confidence, to know when to do this, to know. So I really love that movie. So that's number one on my list, and it's actually a Nigerian movie by Mo Abudu. Please permit me to raise my shoulders, permit me to raise my, because people feel like Nigerian movies, they are just there to make it. Please permit me. Thank you. So the next on my list is never have I. So I'll be typing it on the screen. I'll also be putting a picture of it. Never have I. The next on my list is Bridgerton. This one, enter Netflix. They're always recommending it for me. Bridgerton. This one is even a British movie. So the next on my list is Sherlock Holmes. So the next on my list is Game of Thrones. Oh, who does not know Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones was popular there, and this is, so it's one of those movies you can actually learn. So when I'm done with listing my list, having my list, I feel like there are some that I missed out, that I did not miss, or that I did not mention. Please make sure to leave it in the comment section so that other people can actually learn from you. And then if you have any doubts, any disputes about any of these ones I mentioned, make sure to leave it in the comment section. Please make sure the comment section is polite. We are not fighting, you understand? So the next on my list is Friends. The next on my list is A Suitable Boy. Next on my list is Peaky Blinders. The next on my list is Big Bang Theory. The next on my list is Stranger Things. The next on my list is Now You See Me. The next on my list is 50 Shades. We have another Nigerian movie that is actually 50 Shades. It's not that one, the American one, 50 Shades. That one is too Nigerian. They don't really use diction there. So the next on my list is No Country for Old Men. The next on my list is Intern. The next on my list is Anne with an E. The next on my list is, I can't pronounce this one, I'm typing it on the screen, Schitt's Creek. I'll type it on the screen. The next on my list is The Defenders. The next on my list is The Black Mirror. The next on my list is Office. The next on my list is Pride and Prejudice. The next on my list is Fight Clubs. The next on my list is Suits. The next on my list is The Crown. The next on my list is House of Cards. The next on my list is Orange is the New Black. Even on Instagram, VENDETTA slang, Orange is the New Black. The next on my list is Dangerous Lies. Next on my list is In the Tall Grass. The next on my list is Ozark. The next on my list is Social Network. The next on my list is pursuit of happiness. The next on my list is office. The next on my list is V for Vendetta. I'll type it on the screen. You will see it. The next on my list is 2.5 Men. The next on my list is Breaking Bad. The next on my list is, have I mentioned though? The Defenders. Pursuit and Happiness. The next on my list is Schwann's Redemption. The next on my list is The Social Network. And then the last but not the least is, the next on my list is House of Cards. And then the last but not the least is 13 Reasons Why. So those are my top 40. So we have other ones, of course. And some of them are old movies, some of them are new movies, some of them are, so some of them when you watch them you might actually find difficulty in understanding the English, the pronunciations, the words and everything. So that's why I have 40. If you have difficulty, especially if you are a beginner, if you have difficulty in learning in the way they speak, you can just try and answer it, because the one I have difficulty with, you might actually not have difficulty with it. So that's why I say different people have different, and this one is only to listening skills, and that's why even in higher LTS you have different people with listening skills. For me, I don't really have perfect listening skills when it comes to all this British English. I cannot really hear them. So you might actually have a perfect listening skills, like when they pronounce a word you hear, you understand. So that's why I say I might find difficulty understanding the language that they use in a movie, whereas you have a perfect listening skills, you don't have difficulty with it, you can hear very, very well. So it's very sweet listening. So these are my top 40. If you have any other one, make sure to leave it in the comment section, and of course, you know, I would love to learn from every single one of you. So far, if you like and enjoy this video, make sure to click the subscribe button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I told you, this video is not just, this channel is just about how to do this, how to that, how to that, how to this, how to sometimes you have to learn some things that will actually contribute to our personal growth, to our personal well-being, to our career, to our this. So whether you're going for anything is always important to always improve yourself, and that's one thing that will actually help. It's always good to always improve yourself. So you watching these movies to boost your self-confidence, even when you're preparing for your presentations, your career plan, we have so many presentations that they used to do awards, all this presentation and everything. Like somehow it just boosts your self-confidence, because you feel like, okay, you're better at speaking, you're improving, you know how to pronounce words, you know all those things. You got me. You see all this, you got me. I did not know where I got it from. I don't know. You just feel me saying you got me. I know they used to say it, you got me. And they'll talk with them, you got me. Wow. So you start learning wow. So far, that will bring us to the end of today's video. If you like this video, you know what to do now. Make sure you click the subscribe button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. I'm fine. See you soon. So guys, I'll see you in my next video, which is now. Which video am I shooting next? I think so guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.